Give me 60 seconds of your focus and this can genuinely change your life. Just listen to the words that I'm saying and look at the images on the screen. Unyielding vigor, overflowing vitality, inexhaustible energy, glorious courage, insatiable curiosity, transcendental wisdom, everlasting passion, relentless dedication, legendary persistence. Now tell me, how do you feel? Let's make it more concrete. Do you feel 1% more willing or more excited to pursue your journey? Do you feel that your mood or attitude towards living your journey, pursuing your mission, or actualizing your potential has improved by at least 1%? If the answer is yes, then listen to this. None of the words that I said and none of the images that I shown to you were based off of me actually knowing you and knowing the specific context of your life, your story, your journey, your goals. Now imagine this. What if you did the same to yourself and for yourself in the context of your journey? What if you did the same to yourself and for yourself, both with the words and images that are even more relevant to you, that more precisely address your journey? Would the benefit then be more than 1%? And I'm arguing, if you really gave me your focus, if you really honored my request and fully focused on the words that I said and the images that I've shown, I'm willing to bet that the improvement in attitude and energy was more than 1%. But if it was at least 1%, imagine the type of effect that you could produce to yourself and for yourself if you engaged in this in a more contextual way. Because what I put out there in terms of words are those that I think are universally addressing the topic and the journey of human potential, and I put out images that are partially relevant to me, that I find encouraging and energizing, and that I think a lot of my audience, not all, maybe not even most, but a lot of my audience will find energizing. Now, before I continue, I will address those people who say that the words and images didn't improve their mood or attitude towards their journey even 1%. No judgment there, but I will tell you this. You are probably dealing with what Carl Jung called the greatest sickness of the modern individual, and that's hyperrationality to the point of not responding to or resonating with symbols. If you have become hyper-rational and hyper-reliant and focused on systems and frameworks and concrete steps to the point where symbols are not getting to you, then your journey is towards becoming open and receptive to the symbols. Because the words that I've thrown your way at the beginning of this video, they are symbols. The images are symbols. A story that you will read or watch is full of symbols. So once again, for those people who are not responding to those symbols, for those people who feel, or there is a lack of feeling actually, but to phrase it in that way, who feel that symbols are not getting to them and are not producing any effects, for you the journey is slightly different, and that will have to be the topic for another video. But now for those who have felt that 1%, at least 1% improvement, here is the thing. You think or expect often to remember your journey, to remember why your journey matters, to remember what type of person you need to be in order to move forward in your journey. You also think that you will remember the enthusiasm and energy and attitude that comes in waves. No one is enthusiastic 100% of the time. No one feels courageous 100% of the time. No one feels that they are the living embodiment of persistence 100% of the time. But what if every morning when you wake up, you take 5 minutes to engage with the words, symbols, images that connect you to your journey? What if you take 5 minutes to listen to or write or speak the words that are specifically relevant to those values and traits and qualities that you need on your journey? I talked about vigor, vitality, courage, passion, wisdom, persistence, because as I said, those are what I consider universal qualities, values, traits that contribute to everyone's journey. But imagine if you became even more specific. I also use curiosity. I do think it's universal, but it's also extremely personally relevant for me. So if I'm trying to nurture and invoke the spirit of curiosity every day, it is helping me on my journey. I don't want to count on the fact that, well, I will just remember to be a curious individual, or because it's in my nature, it will always be there. Well, I do believe that we have an essence, and I do believe that those values are somewhere in there. But why would you not be invoking them? And let's be clear about something. This is not saying that the use of these words or images will, without any other effort, just produce results and improvements in your life. Not at all. The argument is what I said at the beginning. It energizes you and puts you towards the right attitude or mood, which then prompts you to take action, or to take action with stronger intention, or to take action more quickly with less hesitation and less procrastination. All those different variants, but pointing to the same thing. The use of symbols is not meant to bend reality without any of your effort, or any effort other than interacting with symbols. The use of symbols is meant to change your internal state so that you are more ready and willing to change external reality through your effort. So once again, a question for you. If the words and images at the beginning of this video helped you even 1%, and they were shared with you by me who doesn't know the specific context of your journey, imagine what you could do to yourself and for yourself, and imagine the effects of doing it on a regular basis. That's something to think about. And another thing to think about is, how can you expect for enthusiasm, energy, inspiration, and courage, vitality, vigor, energy, passion, for all of those things to just self-sustain, to keep being present, to keep being there on the surface for you without you doing anything to invoke them, to nurture them, to call on them, to summon them. Why not put it that way? My challenge for you, take time to figure out what those words of invocation are for you. What are the appropriate images that speak to you, that are relevant for your journey, that are related to your values, your mission, and interact with them. Tell me after 10 days of doing it regularly, not if your goal has manifested itself or has been manifested. Don't tell me that. Tell me if your tendency towards action has changed or improved. Tell me if your willingness to take action or if the strength of your intention has changed. Thank you for listening. As always, stay strong, love life, never feel sorry for yourself, light that raging fire in your heart, and always go beyond. Thank you.